Today is a very special day. Today is a very special day because I'm going to reveal a secret. I'm going to reveal a secret because most of you asked about it. I'm going to explain how I use Git on my projects. What is the Git workflow used on my projects? Keep in mind, this is not an industry standard. This is not the one and only best practice. This is not the guideline or nothing like that. Every architect use some sort of workflow what worked for them, and this is what worked for me. I use this workflow across multiple projects, and so far it's worked fine, and I have a full control and everything. So I'm going to share that with you. This may not work with you, or you can inspire by this and build your own workflow. That's totally fine. It is very crucial to have very structured and well controllable workflow, because most of workflow you can control, or when you go back with the patches or the bug fixes or a new release common parallel releases, this create problems. Therefore, it's really important you to have a controllable workflow on a Git, because otherwise sooner or later you get into trouble. On the workflow, first most important thing is a branching strategy. How you establish branches and what the each branch mean and what that branch can do and what that branch should not do, right? Most in my workflow, I mainly not use the main branch, but if you want, you can use the main branch. I mainly not use the main branch because I don't like to main branch to be the branch to deploy onto a dev environment. And also, I don't want to have the main branch to be the traditional release branch. In the traditional Git, what the release code is will be in the main branch, but I'm not following that principle. If you want, you can follow that. Let's see how I do it. This is how my Git workflow runs. When I create a repository for new service, I create a develop branch and I push the initial service code to develop branch. Usually I have templates project for a services, the front ends and everything. If I have a template project, that initial repository create from the template project with the develop branch. And then we create a pre-developed branch from the develop branch. Now users can create, so if as I'm showing in this workflow, I create the develop branch, then from the develop branch we create the pre-developed branch, and from the pre-developed branch, developers can create a feature branches, right? When the feature branch, and then there may be other developer who create the second feature branch. Every day, every developer supposed to push their current status to their feature branch. It may not 100% complete, it may not like working at all, it may like cluttered, but that is fine. They are pushing their current changes to their feature branch. Why that is important? Because we are working with the electronic devices. So today night it may work fine. When you wake up in the morning, your device may not work. Maybe you have a deliverable in another 2 days. So there is no way you take this to some repair tools and then repair the hard disk, repair the machine and get it back. It's killing time. So guys, please push your code every single day. If you're a frequent follower on my channel, you may have noticed I push a video and she's dead, right? Because one day I work on a very critical implementation and I shut down the laptop and I went to sleep. When I wake up, laptop is not working. Nothing happened, no water spilling, nothing, but next day morning it didn't work. So it is very important you publish your code, you push your code to your repository, because we don't know at what point your device will stop working. So you may lose weeks of work and maybe you are heading to a like critical deadline, then your career will be done, right? So don't do it. So it's very important to push your changes to your feature branch at the end of the day, and same time it's very important you sync from with your parent branch at the beginning of the next day. Here's why. So if you see this, you can see feature 1 is published its changes to pre-developed branch, right? So now next day morning, when the feature 2 branch sync with the pre-developed branch, when they issue the pull command, it will get the feature 1 changes, right? So then when the feature 2 branch, the moment feature 2 branch publish into the pre-developed branch, it is less merge conflict. Otherwise, if you're publishing after like 4-5 days, if you're merging back to the pre-developed branch, then you're experiencing multiple merge conflict. So that will be a painful thing to do. Developer cannot directly push it to pre-developed branch. Developer need to make a pull request to pre-developed branch. Okay, so now go back. So what we did, we create a feature branch from the pre-developed branch, and then every single day we publish our changes to feature branch, and next day morning we sync with the pre-developed branch to our feature branch, and then finally when we are done, when we done the peer reviews and everything, we make a PR to pre-developed branch. So usually this PR will managed by tech lead after reviewing, and if you are not using the pre-developed concept, you can go with the main and develop branch. Then developer itself, engineer itself will make a PR to develop branch, but I'm not going to use that terminology to avoid the confusion. So let's go with our use case. So developer made the PR to pre-develop branch, and then tech lead review it and merge it to pre-develop and create other PR to develop branch. So one of our architect or one of a senior tech lead will review that PR, and then we are going to merge that PR to develop branch. At the moment we merge it, it automatically getting deployed to a dev environment. So CI/CD pipelines are set up, it go to dev environment. So now once it go to dev environment, they can do the dev testing and everything. So this feature implementation will keep going like that. So now let's assume we have done all the dev testing, all features are ready. Now we are ready to give a QA release. So now what we do is, our current version is 0.1.01234 because we are following the semantic versioning, which means with every build we increase the last version number. Alright. So now since we are creating the first release, we are going to create a release branch from the develop branch saying release slash 0.1.0. Now develop branch become 0.2.0's develop branch. So we come back to develop branch and we change the version number to 0.2.0, right? Because 0.1.0 release branch already created. So now when we create a QA release, it automatically create a tag. QA is the last time we make a build, because that is very important. When the QA certifies something, that build has to go to production. We need to make sure nothing change in between QA and the production. So what we do is, when we release the QA, we create a build, and with that build, that code base we create as a tag. In a Git, tag, different between branch and a tag, branch you can change, but tag you cannot change, right? So that means every time when we have a production release, particular production release number, we have a respective code as a tag on our GitHub. That is why I'm not much worrying about having a main branch. Right? Let's say now we release a QA, and then let's say QA certified that, then we promote that to UAT, and we promote that to prod eventually. When we promote into UAT or prod, we don't do the code build again, we just re-tag the dockers, right? That guaranteed whatever the QA certified, every single bit of the code what QA certified will landing on the production. So when the bug fix comes, bug fix can have two different scenarios. First one, if the bug can wait until the next release or it's not top urgent, it follows the develop process. That means developer will create a branch for a bug fix and they merge it to pre-develop and come to the develop and go through the usual process. But there can be a situation bug cannot wait until the next major release. Create a bug fix branch from the release branch itself and fix the bug and send the PR back to release branch, and one of architect will review it and our senior tech lead will review it and merge it, back merge to develop and back merge to pre-develop. That is very important to make sure whatever the fix we made is not losing with the next major release, right? So that is how bug fixes go. So now let's see third scenario, what if we need to have a hot fix? That means we cannot wait until next major release, not even that we cannot wait until next bug fix release also go, because probably our release branch is like kind of a came little ahead with some next bug fix version, but we cannot wait until that. That is not properly tested yet. This is need to fix then and there today itself. So now what we can do? So what there technically you cannot have such situation if you are going through a proper QA process, but the possibility have is, let's say you have a 2 weeks release, right? Release in every let's say you have a release in every 2 weeks. Then all the bug fixes may be in the release branches. But since those are not properly tested, your current immediate fix cannot go with those, because then you are deploying untested code to production. So then what we do is, we create a branch from the tag. Remember, we have a tag for each production deployed code. So we take the current production deployed version, and then we see what is the tag, respective tag for that version, and we create a branch from that, release branch from that. And then we adjust the release version numbers and we fix the bug there, and we review, verify, and we deploy to QA or a UAT respective environment. We test it, and then we move that to production again, right? So that will create a new tag, remember, it get a new patch tag, but then we are sending to that production, and in that case we back merge those two: release, dev, and pre-develop both. Now you may see this as a little complicated, but it is not complicated at all. We only need to do that. We cannot use the release branch to deploy to production because release branch may have some other commit came preparing to go for next bug fix release. So if you need the urgent release, so that is the way we can short circuit through the patch branch. So, and if you want to know any other use case can come during this process, let me know, then I will explain. But this workflow working well with the normal releases, bug fix releases, as well as patch releases. So this is how this branching strategy work. This worked for me so far without any issue, but this is may not be the perfect. Keep in mind, this may be not the perfect. If you have a different version or different view on that, please share. It's really happy to share your ideas and thoughts, so then probably I can more enhance my workflow, or you can get these ideas and you can enhance your workflow. Talk to you soon in next video. Until then, take care.